A much clearer picture is emerging about the last hours of a Canadian woman's life on the slopes of Mount Everest. Shriya Shah-Klorfine died Saturday, shortly after reaching the summit. The result, one experienced climber suggested, of simple disorganization and maybe a little bad luck. Shah-Klorfine was one of about 300 climbers on the mountain last weekend. She was climbing the southeast ridge. Outside magazine reported Shaw and her Sherpas left Camp 4 around 8:30 Friday night. The ascent was slow, it was crowded. Shaw wound up stuck in what's called the death zone, where oxygen is scant for many hours. About 150 meters from the top, her Sherpas and other climbers urged her to turn around. She wanted to press on. Shaw made it to the top, but on the way down, in the area known as the balcony, her last bottle of oxygen ran out and she could not continue. Tonight, the company that helped Shah-Klorfine get to the top is trying to determine whether it can recover her body. The CBC's Chris Brown has more on all this tonight. Chris.
Well, so far, Peter, this season, 10 climbers have died in the slopes of Mount Everest, and hundreds more are expected to make the attempt in the coming days. This is what it looks like when there's nowhere to go but down. The last ridge before the Everest summit, almost 9,000 meters up. Shriya Shah-Klorfine made it this far. A Sherpa later retrieved the camera from her body, along with this photo of her at the top. On the way down, she collapsed and died from exhaustion. One of her guides was Ganesh Thakuri.
Many people still were tired. The weather wasn't good, and there was lots of traffic. Many people didn't have enough oxygen.
It was climber congestion, and the delay proved fatal. Thakuri says the Toronto woman ran out of oxygen and didn't heed earlier warnings to turn back.
Myself, I asked her to go back and try next year or some other year, but she didn't listen.
I'm trying to get up to Camp 2 over there at the top of that big ice ridge.
Also making the summit that day were two Vancouver men, Sam Wyatt and Steve Curtis. They went up the opposite side of Everest from Tibet, the north, and saw the incredible lineup of people coming from the south side, some 300 climbers. Their route was less congested, yet still one of the men climbing with them that day died, Spaniard Juan Polodid. In his case, as with Shaw's, there have been questions about preparedness.
When someone shows up on the mountain and doesn't have their gear together, doesn't know whether the crampons fit their boots, they shouldn't be on Everest. And that was the case with Juan when he showed up.
I don't think that they should restrict people. I don't think there should be someone else deciding whether you're prepared.
Here's Rob Hill approaching the south summit of Mount Everest.
Rob Hill of Langley, BC, climbed Everest 2 years ago to raise awareness about Crohn's disease.
The mountain could use a rest, really. The Nepalese people see Everest as a goddess, and I think maybe just a bit more respect needs to be given to the mountain, to the environment.
The guide we spoke to from Kathmandu told us he would like to try to recover Shah-Klorfine's body, but it does not look good. The mountain slopes are really like an open cemetery. The two Vancouver climbers told us today they had to step over frozen bodies on their way up to the top, and sometimes trying to recover someone who's died just leads to more deaths. Peter.
All right, Chris, thanks very much. Chris Brown in Vancouver.